not only were they hitting ground balls to the infielders, but they were hitting like line drive ground balls to the catchers that are standing in between the third baseman and the shortstop, and we were down blocking balls. So, keeping people involved, and at that time too, you definitely want to be paying attention. Everybody's paying attention. You're not going to get caught off guard and daydream and get hit in the face or something with the ball.
And the one thing is, you always tell them, you're watching me all the time. First of all, if you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, if I pitch the ball, you better be ready. And number two, I don't care if you chase the foul ball over here. You don't turn your back. You run all the way down here when I'm throwing the ball. That's how you get hurt. That's how you get hit. Your eyes are on me and the hitter all the time. So then you better be paying attention when I'm throwing BP, because as soon as I see the play was made, here we go. Next one's coming. All right, last thing I got. Any questions about practice? Things that you can do in BP. The other thing that we've done before, sometimes you don't have a place to do this, I know. The second guy that's over there, he's swinging off the tee before he gets started. Or the two guys he called in the next group, they're on the tee. I said, if you got three guys standing there doing nothing, there's a problem. Okay? And you're going to lose that kid eventually. These kids, I'm telling you, it's not like when I grew up. Okay? Maybe not a lot of you guys either. This is a different breed we're dealing with. It's instant gratification right now. I'd rather go home. My video game ends in 10 minutes. I got a winner and a loser. Okay? So if you're at baseball for 2.5 hours and I'm standing there, I'll tell you right now, I'm done with this sport. Okay? Unless there's a deep love that, they just grew up with it, you'll lose that marginal kid real fast. So keep them moving. The other thing I like to do is run the bases in between. We're going to go from fielding to hitting. Let's go, everybody at first. Let's go. First to third. Let's go. Let me see you get there. Do a couple sprints. Move on to the next drill. Yes?
How often do you do that? How often do you keep them running, like between each exercise?
Not
just 2 or 3 times around?
Like I'll throw them at home plate. Run the first. through the bag. Get down the line. Then I'll say, okay, lead off first, or if in your cases, get on first. Give me first, third, gap shot. Get to third base right now. Walk home. Hit third, walk home. Line up at the plate again. Give me a double. You just hit a double. Get there. That's where you work on their rounds. Getting around the bases right. Okay? Then, boom, they're done. In 5 minutes, we're done. Okay, let's go. Get your bats. Group 1, you're up. Let's go. And what I do, I always know group 1 was yesterday. Group 2 today. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back to 1.
I do sprints like that when we have our water breaks, when we're done with our water breaks, to get them in motion again.
Yeah, the key is keeping their attention. So if you keep them moving like that, and you just throw in a little running for 5 minutes, go get a drink, give me group 2, sprint on the field. We don't ever walk on that field. Ever walk on the field. That's something they learn when they play for me.
You say in between pitches, use the tee?
The guy waiting, like just to get him loose.
You prefer a tee over a hit stick?
No, not necessarily. No, I'm just old school, and I have a tee in my car, so I throw it up there. If you have a hit stick or you have a net, a lot of you guys have those portable nets now. Anything like that. I'm not trying to get him. I just want to get him a few swings in before he gets in the box.
We used to stand up on the cage too, like on the side, and we'd get close to the cage and try to keep our hands in. So we would actually have a bat and swing it on the side. It doesn't have to be, soft toss or anything like that.
The other thing is, I make him go chase the foul ball, because that hitter's like, boom, there goes 1, there goes 2, there goes 3. Go get him, let's go! So, yeah.
What, you said keep your hands in. What did you mean? You were lined up next to a fence?
Like it's an inside pitch. We always used to do like hand tracking too. That's something, some guys teach, some guys don't, but we would kind of, from our, I can probably get a little bit too, but we used to kind of trace it down like this, from their shoulder down to their waist, and it's always keeping their hands in, and then you're just kind of extending it.
Yeah, listen, this is one thing I tell people. I don't know everything about baseball. The reason why I love baseball so much, it's my number one passion of all the things that I coach and do, is because I learn something new about baseball every year. I've been in baseball since I was 7 years old. 45 years now. I've been playing baseball every season or coaching. Okay? And I still see something I've never saw before. Every year something comes up, I'm like, God, I've never seen that before. It's great. It's a beauty. I'm going to leave you with one last thing. And I should have touched on this first, but I didn't have my paper in front of me. Bunting. Okay, this is real quick. I'm just going to demonstrate how you should be teaching. You'll see all kinds of stuff. This is even worse than hitting. Bunting. It's a lost art because you don't get paid a lot of money in the big leagues if you're a good bunter. They all try to hit it out of the arc. That's where the money is, right? Okay, it's just like in basketball. The monies are made by hitting threes now. Okay? Everything in baseball is about the home run. But I won 2 tournaments last year because our kids got the bunt down. And the only reason, because you can't field them. Kids don't even know how to come in and field them. So here, back to our basic stance, right? I'm just going to walk through this real quick. All we teach them to do is pivot on your back foot, right here. Shoulders are squared to the front of the plate. My shoulders are all, you'll see a lot of this, okay? Or you'll see this, all right? If I'm going to go bunt the ball, my bat's already right here. Where's it going? It's going foul.
Yeah.
Okay? So what I tell them is take your normal stance, and if you know you're bunting, just scoot up just a hair. Okay? You know, not noticeable, because a good catcher will pick up on it right away as you get older. I turn around, I pivot on this back foot. My shoulders come all the way around with me. My shoulders are even with the front of the plate. My bat is actually out in front of the plate on a level like this. This is how we guide it right here, this hand. Just like this, okay? We're out here in front of the plate. Now if I bunt it, I can go either way. I'm out in the fair territory when I bunt. I'm going to get it fair, more than likely. All right, the other thing is we start in one spot. Top of the strike zone. Right here, let's say. Okay, we're not down here. We're not up here. Because I tell them, we're right here. If the ball's above my bat now, what should I do? Pivot back out, it's a ball. If I have to raise my bat, it's a ball. Because you know what you're going to do when you raise your bat to bunt? Pop up. Okay? So all it is drop the head of the bat right down on the ball. That's all I'm trying to do. Yes, sir.
One of the things I like, the way you did that is, as an umpire, I see a lot of kids when they go to bunt, they got those fingers wrapped in the.
Yeah.
You have your hands like this, you know, on there.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, I get nervous when I see that.
No, it's right here, right behind the barrel. See how that is?
Yep.
I thought he was blind anyway.
The other thing is, and real quick, and I'm going to leave you with this, is this is what you're going to see. There's guys out there that teach it, okay? But I go by, we have good friends of ours, coach at Ohio State, Greg Beals, coach at Georgia Tech, Strickland, the guy at Kent now. That's who we learned all this from. And it all makes sense to me. If it makes sense to me, I'm like, okay, that's what we're going to do. And that's how we've been teaching it for 15 years. But you'll see this stuff a lot. Okay? All right, now I'm going to try to bunt a ball that's coming at 70 mile an hour like this. It's easier to get, here, look how much bat space I got. Right here, my eyes are right down, I'm tracking it, boom. You'll see, you'll see it. The other thing you'll see is, no, you get killed this way. All right? All you want to do is pivot. So you can pivot right back out. Pivot on the back foot, get them all the way around. I'm too fat to get my butt around, but those little kids can do it. Okay? Right here. Top of the strike zone. That's the key. You'll see this too. That's no good. First thing they got to do is up. There it goes, pop up. All right? Any questions about bunting? Any questions about anything? I'm going to turn it over to these guys. Any questions? You guys can, most of these guys know how to get a hold of me. If you need anything, I can even come out to your practice if you want. You know, show you some stuff. It's fine. I'm a baseball guy. I want you guys to win. I want the Falls kids to do great. I don't care, like he said. Listen, that whole Park and Rec Little League thing, I've laughed about that for 15 years. Because you know who plays when you get to the high school? The best player. I don't care if you moved in from North Carolina. If you're our best shortstop, you're playing. So don't believe all that. Maybe that's the way it was 30 years ago in this town. I know for fact, that's not how it was when we were there. I didn't care. I didn't even know their names. To be honest with you, I didn't know half their names. What's your name, son? And I didn't even ask them where they came from. It didn't matter to me. Okay, I knew about a couple kids from basketball. You know, I know a couple of athletes in town. We weren't stupid. Okay, but most of those kids, I have no idea where they played baseball. Now, when they made the team, I might say, hey, man, where'd you play last summer? Oh, okay, good. You know, I didn't care. During tryouts, I had no idea. Unless they wore in their Park and Rec jersey and hat from last year, then I knew who they were. But I didn't care. Some of our best players came from Park and Rec. I'm not kidding you.